This is breaking news today on July 12th. Well, I guess it's not 2121, but we'll just take it the way it is. This is digital insecurity. There's multiple subjects I want to look at today, but I wanted to start out with this one that caught my eye. Now, this came up on my Twitter feed, and it was an advertisement, that pops up within the Twitter feed, and it's a cash out refi, 15-year fixed, 1.75 APR. So of course that's cash out based on your home equity. And I reported last week the Wells Fargo had canceled line of credits. And so this is just pulling the money out altogether without a line of credit. But what is really scary to me is right down here in the small print at the bottom, no SSN required, no social security number required. Now, the reason this is so scary to me is we all remember the ninja loans. Remember the ninja loans? No income, no job necessary. Well, there you go. It's coming around again. So we've been asking many, many times, are we pending an imminent housing crash? Well, they occur when there's an increased number of riskier mortgages on the market. Lenders loosen up underwriting standards, enabling higher risk mortgages that can trigger a housing crash. Now, there's a number of issues that are bringing this forward. We have a whole slew of people who have had to furlough their rent, which would furlough or put more of a burden onto the landlord or property owner. We have a whole bunch of individuals as property owners, even living in their own property, who may have had job changes last year in different varieties and have missed payments or delayed payments, and now they have a lump sum due. These are scary, scary times. But on the other side, a neighbor just overpaid $600,000 for their home just to be on a street that, quite honestly, was worth closer to the lower $600,000 mark at the peak of the market. So this is just getting crazy. Another land that had 2 buildings on it is going to be torn down, and they paid $4.3 million, I believe it was, for that one. The money is just being thrown at whatever I want, I'm going to get. Whatever I want, I'm going to get is what's coming up right now. This is not sustainable. Now, it's one thing if they're buying an asset that's just going to appreciate, which they're way above the high end. So it's going to take a while for the market to catch up to that in those scenarios. But additionally, we have the benefit of not owning the land underneath our homes, right? We pay property taxes. And with property taxes, that money is due twice a year, every single year for the life of that property, and it's not going down. So if you're paying $2.3 million for a house, your property taxes are probably close to $24,000, $25,000 if you live in California a year, every year. Many people in the world don't even make that in a year. And that is just the right for your home that you bought outright for it to be yours, to be in that spot. This is scary. This is putting a huge burden on those that will never be able to step out of the job. And yet we just saw the rug pulled over the last year and a half, and many are still trying to swim to the shore. Yes, we do have an imminent challenge. We have inflation. We have all the precursors to bringing us down the road. Now, what was the last major crash we had? Of course, that was between 2007, 2010. The peak of it was, or the brunch of it was really 2007, 2008. And this was a subprime mortgage crisis. Not going to go down that path right now, but this happens. Unfortunately, the government is excellent at giving us a little bit of a leash. We go ahead and run with the leash. And it's just like at church yesterday. There was a little kid, maybe about a year and a half old, still kind of getting stable on his street. And there was a rope hanging from the wall. And he was playing with the rope and goofing around with it. And then he decided he would take it to his mom. So he grabbed it with his hand and he started running. And it was the funniest, it was like out of a cartoon. The child did not get hurt, but you know what happened? He did let go of that rope. So as he ran forward, he's just boomerang back because he was still attached to that rope. That's what the government continues to do to us with different programs to encourage us to get further in debt, to just walk slightly away, but the rope is still attached to us. And yep, they'll yank it right on back, and there goes your home, your life savings, and generations of pain. And here it comes. So that's what I wanted to talk about. The ninja loans are just around the corner. This is a no Social Security number required. And here we go. This is absolutely insane. The United States is inviting pregnant women to come on vacation in the United States. Now, this has been an industry for years. It's often known as human, trafficking. There's a number of reasons why there can be benefits from this, but there's more reasons why this isn't a solution, and this is downright scary and cruel. So this is the Gateway Pundit, and this was actually from April, and it's being compounded right now. So for those who don't think there's anything going on at the border, I think that you may not be looking in the right place. But for everybody hopping onto this channel, we all know there's challenges, and this is just more evidence that's popping up. So this is a shocking video of pregnant illegal aliens moving around at night on the southern dividing line, and then being prepped for travel across the country. Now, we've been shown the planes that decided, hey, why even make people walk? Let's pick them up in their homeland, drive them, fly them over the border, let them stop to get packets, envelopes of absolute cash. I think they said there's about $1,500 worth of cash, not a check or a card, but cash given to them in these envelopes. And then they're provided a ticket to fly somewhere else in the United States. But what is really going on? And this statement by Joe Hoft says, if Americans knew, they'd be marching in the streets. Instead, these individuals are being marched between facilities involved in their early days in this country. So there's a lot going on here, but what this video points out, and you can go to the site, you can see up above here how to locate it. I'm not going to put this one in the description for obvious reasons. Every single one of these ladies is carrying a child. Every single one. If we read this a little bit further here. So it looks like, once again, there's a challenge here. You are going to look at the video. The words have been terminated here a little bit, but it explains that all their cell phones were taken from them, so they don't have a lifeline. If these individuals happen to disappear, it's just not what we want to see. We also have this one charity popping up once again. This is the charity that a news reporter talked about. It must have been right about April when Alex came out and talked about this, as he drove down there himself and saw an individual picking up a whole carload of kids. And by carload, they were squeezing them in, and they were just little tiny toddlers and little kids, and pushing them in the car. And he was asking, where are you taking these? Do you have a right to take them? No, of course. We're seeing huge crimes going on, and nobody tracking the lives of our youth or the mothers of the next generation. We got to stay up on this one. There's been a lot of conversations about Polygon, so I wanted to bring this up. And each time I come to this site, they get this bar up there. Let's see if we can get out of it. I don't know how long they make us look at that. But so this is Polygon. I wanted to talk about it a minute here. It's among the few cryptocurrencies that have performed relatively well during the crypto slump. Previously known as MATIC, Matic Network, Polygon has exhibited real-world utility for its users with promising features down the road. It has a potential to stand out amid an ocean of overwhelming altcoins. The Indian-based crypto was founded in 2017 with a core mission of solving critical scalability issues with the Ethereum, and that's traded on ETH network. It is the second largest crypto ever and serves multiple platforms, including decentralized applications and other currencies. So it's another up and coming one as we're seeing more and more come up. Here we go. Polygon is an altcoin that will emerge a long-term winner. This is the opinion of Investor Place, pushed by Microsoft News, and the author is Muslim Farouk, and this was written this morning. So I don't have any information on that. There's just been a lot of questions around the term Polygon and where else it's used in society other than the July 9th conversation. I also wanted to point out that as I was driving down the street the other day, there was had been a sign installed, and it wasn't even as sturdy as the real estate signs that they pounded in the ground. This had a small metal pole that you can pull out, and it said Bitcoin ATM. For what it's worth, not quite sure. And then, of course, we have an update here on Amazon AWS down and not working for many. This is today. The experience has continued through the weekend. New updates are being added at the bottom of the story. Original story was published this morning. Just in case you're trying to get your head around why Amazon or AWS is not working, find solace in the fact that you're just not alone. A quick look at the microblogging site Twitter conveys there are many affected by the same issue. For a quick glance, here's how for the life of me, I still don't understand why people look to Twitter as a news source. It is not a news source. But Down Detector, a popular service that gives information about live outages, also conveys that AWS and Amazon are indeed going through a glitch, as can be seen in the image below. And I wanted to get the update here. These were the updates through the morning. Amazon support has confirmed that they are aware of the issue and the team is working on it. The issues were resolved by 9:38 IST, according to the company's support team. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. This is Down Detector for those of you who may not have gone to that. If you're having a problem connecting, often you can come here and see whether or not it's a problem with your system or a more global system. So let's just put in AWS and see what news comes up at this point in the day. So here we go. Of course, AWS stands for Amazon Web Services, and Web Services is the cloud portion of Amazon. And here it shows, just as that other report had shown, this peak right around 9 a.m., which is where that report was. And it's kind of tailored off at this point. Problems here and there, but not the mass outage that was reported earlier today. It was AWS console. Of course, EC2 and S3 play directly into the expansion modules. So if you are purchasing either a hybrid or a standalone portion of the cloud, EC2 and S3 are upgrades within that, can control the amount of data and processing power that you have. And then they'll always show a map of outages. I usually don't find that map as easy. But anyways, you can go to a variety of different tools here. Let's just pick another one just to take a peek at it. Let's say maybe Zoom. I noticed Zoom was having some logon outages last night. Right now, Zoom is not reporting any challenges. However, if you look down below, often there's a little bit of discrepancy here. So they had a peak this morning. I know that they had a peak yesterday afternoon as well. And they are currently showing that there are challenges. So let's see what the most reported are. People are having challenges logging in, server connection, and joining in conferences. So let's say you have a Zoom conference right now and you just can't get in, then you can come down here and see if others are having that problem. And that's just one way of troubleshooting the issue. Let's click on this live outage and reported problem map and see, yeah, nothing. It's not displaying much more there either. Oh, here we go. It's coming in a little bit. Let's give it another second here. So I'm not seeing the big red blobs on there. I don't want to spend too much time. But anyways, this is Down Detector at downdetector.com. You put in the software that you're trying to use, and you'll be able to see if this is a more global issue or an issue just within your own household. Okay, so that is the overview of that. I did want to point out one other thing as I close this up. There's definitely cracks in the foundation of our economy. And although we are being told to smile and carry on, be friendly and get along with all your neighbors, at the same time, the rug's being ripped out from under us. There are huge cracks, as I mentioned. These ninja loans are coming back in. No social security number needed to cash out on your home. There's a lot going on here. And I left this up on the screen too for you to read yourself. Wish we could discuss that here, but we all know that we cannot. Okay, well, this is digital insecurity breaking news. And yes, I do think that's funny that I did a typo there, but today is July 12th of 2020.